At this point, I've rolled out some 1mm by 1/2 millimeter wire. I've already annealed it, and as you can see here, what I've done here is I've put together a section to begin to fit into the existing head. So in the end, I'll be fitting that in there and soldering it out. So I'll be using a mini tip of the mini torch, number 4, and I'll be soldering these in. So anyway, to begin with, I'm going to take my pre-measured amount here, and I'm going to take my wire so that they're the same length. That's what I'm going to do now. So here I am cutting one piece, and here comes the second one. So I have 2 lengths of flat wire. Now I'm going to take the ends of them first of all, because when you see this, as they come around and end in here, they have to come to a point. So I'm just creating that point from now. So I'm going to grind it back. So you might be able to see that, I'm not sure, but I've ground it down on an angle to a point. Now, next I'm going to be using round nose pliers, and I'm going to be twisting this around so as to create my piece. So I'm going to start bending and pulling this around. And it takes time to do this. There's no real quick way, and you'll be using an assortment of pliers to do it. Here I'm using setting pliers to pull it around the way that I want. And then you'll see me go up to the original, the first one that I did it to, and check to see what I'm doing, to see how it looks, how the curves look. And that looks okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. I'll check one against the other to see how it looks. So I'm checking them to see that. And I'm actually going to take some time and do some measurements to make sure they're the same. This one here I'm going to open up a little bit, then I'm going to pull it around. And then I'm going to check it again, see how it looks. Let's see how far off it is. I'm going to get my millimeter gauge. I'm just going to check and see out of curiosity how close I am. 2.73 and 2.59. So one is definitely bigger than the other. So I'm going to change that. See if I pulled it around any better. 2.6, 2.75. Let's see what I can do by doing this. See what it looks like. Seem to be struggling to get it below much more than 2.7. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's see what it looks like up against. I'm within a tenth of an inch, tenth of a millimeter, I should say. And they look pretty close. I'm going to take this one and pull it around a little bit more. There we go. So that's the first step. So now I have to continue to curl them around. So I'll take one of them and I'll get a hold of it up near its last bending point. And curl it around. So basically you have to put a curl to it. It's by no means right yet. It's the start of things. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to compare it against what I have here. Still needs to curl around further. So I'll get a hold of my trusty pliers again and curl it around some more. Trying to avoid any flat spots in the curl, but that gets really hard sometimes. Now I'm going to check it, see how it looks up against what's existing. See what I have. Yeah, it's getting pretty close. So we're going to pull it a little tighter. And give it a try again. That looks pretty good. Just got to pull the tail in a little bit further. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks pretty good. They will not be the same on both sides. Whenever you're hand making something, there's always going to be some variables involved. But it'll be close enough when you put it together. You should be able to say that it looks plenty close enough. So here I am again, bending the next one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check it out and see what it looks like on its own. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to solder it. First I'm going to hit them with a hammer so they're flat. There we go. And I think any adjustments that need to be made can be made after I solder them together. So I'm going to go ahead and solder these. So into the boric acid and alcohol, better that way. Okay, so I'm going to solder them now. So like I said, this is the mini torch with a number 4. It barely runs on propane and oxygen. I can't go any smaller. I can't go down to 1, 2, or 3. Definitely not. They're made for acetylene and oxygen. You could probably use hydrogen and oxygen and get away with it. So there we go. We have that. So I'm going to take a piece of solder, get a small piece of solder here. So here comes the torch. There it goes. So that's that. That's together. So there they are. Now I'm going to take a look at how they look next to each other. I don't know if this is in view or not, but you can see I have 2 of these. They're close to each other. I can see one change I can make already. So now what I'm going to do is take this one, and bring that curl in. A little tighter. See how that looks. Looks pretty good. So I'm going to see if I can pull this down a little bit. It's hard to get in there. Okay. Flatten it. So now I'm ready to go ahead and fit these into the head. So once again, I'm going to put them in this way, just like you see here. So I'm going to grind off this top section. I'm going to grab a hold of these with a pair of parallel pliers, and I'm going to grind this down. See how it fits now. It is very close. So once again, I grab a hold of it with my parallel pliers. And I'll take any excess off.